So now let's go ahead and adjust setting. So 64, cannot do the 16-bit yet. And bake. That's looking pretty nice as well. Yeah, a little bit of an error there with the triangulation. Just to fix that. Now that looks nice and smooth. So sometimes you can see it can look better without a bake than a bake if you have something very flat. So I might get rid of the normal map on here. But I have to see the final bake. And this is just a JPEG in Maya. It's not the best resolution and compression. This looks a little bit strange. Check out the high. That should be mask Google 2. Google 1. Check out the high. So I think this is a problem with the UV. Holy shit. Alright, there's definitely a problem with the UVs. Alright, let's go ahead and fix that really quick. These should be mapped out. And it should probably be like a curtain right here. So let's just optimize this, see what happens. That's going pretty well. Let's see. I'm very tempted to cut this piece out. I think we can do it like that. See what happens. Nope. Maybe it's okay, the stretching here. Remember, it's just gonna be metal. The important part is that we got rid of the UV intersections. Gonna cut. Optimize. And do Ctrl W to layout. That's still the best one, the brush. Let's just straighten and straighten. Okay. So I think that should bake out fine now. Go ahead and give it a check. So yeah, that looks normal over there. So again, you can really get away with some stretching, okay? Prefer to have everything on one UV island. Move that up a little bit. See, it's not on the edge, so move that up. And we can export, rebake, go back to Maya and check it out. So that's a lot better. And little intersections like this we're gonna fix a bit later. It's all looking very clean. At this point, the low poly should be looking better than the high poly. Because we did do the bakes. These are decimations. So I'm gonna kind of compare the two. holds up pretty well. I think the low poly now is looking better. See difference. So that's always good to see. Look at a little bit of narrow going on there. I think that's pushed in a little bit too much. So now all that's left is to do the mask. I don't think it will be too bad, the UVs. Let's take a quick peek. That's a bad start. That's okay, the UVs look pretty clean, except for this piece. Let me just really quickly fix this. Why is it looking like this? It is. Reset display. Good. That's working fine now. Then I can just move this into place. Straighten that out again. And straighten that out again. And unfold. This one, let's do the same. This one might be a little bit more difficult to fix. Just gonna scale that. Let's optimize. So yeah, little errors like that. Pretty annoying, but very easy to fix. So now let's go ahead and quickly check out the texel density that we can give this. So ideally I would like to give it the same texel density as the goggles, but I don't think we can. Yeah, we definitely won't be able to. What the hell is this? Let me see. As tube. So for these big pieces, I'm just gonna move them aside. So we don't need all the texel density on the tube. First we're gonna focus on the mask. So I have some flipped UVs. So first I'm gonna flip all the UVs that need to be flipped. Those are gonna be the red ones. That just happens after you mirror stuff. I'm gonna try to do a layout. So that's definitely the biggest piece. We could split that in two. Don't need the resolution here on the back. So let's set everything to 70. So our base. Let's see if that unfolds layouts a little bit better. It's getting better, still not great. So let's start with like the biggest piece here. Not sure why this is cut. This also looks like it should be together. Maybe this one actually needs to be cut for the overlapping UVs. Just a quick look. Not sure yet. I think we're fine. Take this piece, something like that. I think this should work. Let's go check. Again, directionality is going to be super important for this piece. Not sure what this is. I think this should work fine. So yeah, you can see the UVs are all pointing the same way, more or less. Let's take a look here. That one needs to be a hard edge. I think it's gonna be the same here. Yep. Let's go ahead and fix those UVs up as well. So I should have checked that a little bit closer when I did the UVs. Although these look a little bit more messy. Let's see if we can fix that. I think that works. We just do this again. We optimize that out. Although it's going a little bit strange. I think that works. So let's check. Yeah, that all looks okay. Don't think we can pull these UVs super straight. These we can, but for these I'm not quite sure. can see these pull very well. Let's also do that for that other one. So one thing that we can do, I think, is take this middle edge, try to straighten that out. That's not actually working. It's because the topology is not straight at all. This is gonna be the best. So these are pretty big. Let's place them. Actually, everything's quite big. Yeah, there's no way we can put everything in this resolution. So I have this massive piece. I'm just gonna try to scale this down. And then we're gonna work with this texel density. Let's go ahead and straighten this out again. Needs a little bit of space. So now we get this size, so 52. Now we set. Scale that up a little bit. Not a big difference, but all the little bits help. Might actually be able to stitch that piece together. And just put it right there. So that's good, we can avoid some seams. So for this one I want to be a little bit careful. What happened there? So for these pieces I want them to point the same direction as the others. So I can just apply the same material and everything works. They all need to point the same way. I think the UV's got a little messed up there. Same for here. And the final one. Something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and lay those out. Just to remember that I cannot rotate them. And that one's the last one. Try to put them all together. Again, putting the same material together can help with mip mapping and bleeding. This one's quite long as well. Go ahead and take a look how this looks. So I'm going to try to keep some empty space for the tube right here. We can put that away, we would never see it. We're definitely gonna need all the texture space in this one. So pretty long one, get that one laid out. And try to put everything together. Give some space for the tube. That tube's really gonna be a pain to try to get in the UVs. Though the good parts is I only care about this one. This can have like a low resolution. Could even cut it right there. So for here I'm just gonna lower the resolution a bit. Make it fit. Gotta fit these horrible pieces. So let's go ahead and sew this together. And just optimize it a little bit. Try to make some space there. Oh no, I think those all have little mistakes in them. Yep. So we gotta fix that for the other texture sets as well. So I think we have those in the helmet as well. Look, should be in helmet 4. So we still got some open space here to put things. I think we'll come out. I think maybe we can fit it in here. Give this a little bit more edge padding. Let's start trying to put these in here. So it's stuff like this. You want to try align straight edges together so they can fit a little bit better. one looks like something you don't see either. So yeah, it's not too bad. One thing that we could have done to save a little bit of texture space, do some extra cuts like that. So when you unfold them, well, it's not flipping, but you could pull them straight like this. So we can lay them out a little bit better. It's okay, it's fitting, so. Don't need to worry about it. So we can sew this together. Go ahead and put all these little annoying small pieces in there. So we can lay them all out together. And spread them throughout. Fill up that empty space. Then we can take these thingies. You're not gonna see them, but we can fill out the empty space with them. You could even take this as far as to say, this one we're never gonna see. So if I want, I can fill out a little bit of extra space by stretching them a little bit. So the UVs look a little bit more used. That's quite extreme to go that far. So now, with these, I'm gonna place this one there. So now with this tube, it's quite big, we cannot just give it no UV space. So we're gonna do something like this. So in the final UVs, we'll scale this to fit like this and we overlay them, which will work pretty well. For now, for the bake, just make them very tiny and put them here temporarily. Yeah, that's the UVs laid out. Go ahead, check the final poly count that we got on, so 60k. Export the mask. And let's go ahead and do a bake. I'm gonna do ambient for this one. Actually, let's not do that. Bake. So now we just need to do some final fixes here and there with offset and whatever. This should give us a pretty good idea of a final bake. I think we use different material type here. Yeah, we're using Lambert. Change this to plain. That looks the same. So yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So now that everything is laid out, we can do some final touches. We can take a look at how the folds are falling in the bake. Then we can just triangulate it if we want to. Just gonna follow the shape a little bit better. I also told you that I'll show you a little bit on how I go about making LODs. Let's take the mask for example. So I would copy the name like this. It should be more proper. This then will be like LODs. Let's call this LOD Sin. I don't know how you call this. Let's go with Sin for cinematic. Then the normal LOD should be LOD 00. Then I will take this. It's important that has the bake applied. So then with the bake applied, you can just kind of look. See, obviously we don't need this for game. Try symmetry, doesn't work. This is an easy process, but boring. You just take everything that's overkill and you start collapsing stuff up. So you can see it's very simple, it's very mind numbing, I guess. Just gonna go like that. Maybe you can do that one. Then do something like that and try to edit the edge flow to be more even. I think you get the idea. Just go in and you try to get rid of as many polys as you can without killing the mesh. It's important to look at your bake to make sure the bake keeps working. Stuff like this, pretty great, the edge slide. Then preserve UVs, keep the UVs at the same place. So you can kind of lay that out again. So yeah. Kind of check out the difference, check the poly count difference, put them next to each other, just kind of go like this, see if they look the same from like the distance that you expect them to see them from the most. Yeah, that's where you can make some LODs. So let's see, don't really need to do anything anymore. Do a little bit more triangulation there. Then we're gonna do the final bake. I'm checking how that's laying on the features. Unless you want to match that a little bit more closely. It's already pretty good. Not gonna adjust it. Actually, I want to keep a little bit of space. So like this, perfect. You'll see why later. Pretty sloppy. See, it's not really following the feature. That's not too bad. So right there, I do want to adjust it a little bit. Let's go TVs. That one's really bad. This one's down one. go ahead and do those final bakes. So to spot bake issues, for me it's easiest to go to the material, go to metalness, bump that up a little bit and put the roughness up. Now you can see it pretty clearly. So we have those offset issues. So usually I just like to hide everything except for one baking group. Focus on one at a time. The width is supposed to be green. Got saturation turned off. Just gonna push this in a little bit. One trick to really easily see how far it should go, just unhide the high, page opacity to 1. And go as low as you can, and as soon as you see the high intersect, go a little bit higher until it doesn't intersect anymore. You got like the right starting point. Just show offset, turn that off, hide the high. Now you can see it's already better. So now to get rid of the issues, paint offset, disable show offset. Don't go with a full black, go a little bit lower. Higher, I mean. Just kind of paint on those arrows. Something like that. Go a little bit lower if you need to. So that messed it up. So that's good. See here we need to push it out again a little bit. This is not a difficult process, it's just a little tedious. You're also never gonna get like the perfect bake, just try to get as close as you can. So we can fix any issues that we still have in Photoshop. But that means that we need to fix it for each and every single map by hand. It's gonna be very painful. So usually I try to get this pretty clean. And then if needed, I'll clean my ambient occlusion and normal map. But I don't go into cleaning any other maps. It's overkill. If you bake, you're gonna get a little bit of a different look as well. It's gonna be a little bit of a fight. Try to find the right value. And usually when you have overlapping stuff like this, you need to check as well the offset issues are. See, sometimes just very difficult to get rid of them. You can also paint directly on the UVs. So I think this will disappear if we rebake. Nope. That one's not going well. I think we're gonna need to paint quite a lot by hand. The issues in Photoshop. So yeah, we're not able to get too many issues out. So before we work more on fixing the bake, I did notice that we have some flipped UVs. I'm gonna quickly fix those. I think that's all of them. So let's fix the intersection here. Maybe we can rotate this, see if we can get it to fit. Then the final piece. I have to kinda look for this. I think we'll place it over here, and we can place these in a different place. This one fits there. We just need to figure that one out. And that one seems to fit fine over here. Also, still see some N-gons in here that we didn't see earlier. So that's strange. See what's up with that. It's not an angle, we got a very long triangle. Let's go ahead and just kind of fix that on the other side. It's not too much of an issue, because you're never gonna see it on the back side, but just to keep the mesh nice and clean. Go ahead and check all the UVs. See if we can spot any more red. So we still have one there. That's a mask. Now flip. I think that should be all the flipped stuff. Take a look. So that's all looking good. Can do some re-exports again. So helmet, goggles and mask. Now, if you remember, we had some issues fixing the bake for the helmet. So I'm just gonna go to the goggle first. This is because if I have bake issues in every object that I cannot get rid of, I'm just gonna try to clean them up more in Photoshop. But if it's just one, I'm gonna try a little bit harder. So let's take a look. This one. So let's go bakes and then PSD. Let's call this one goggles. I'm gonna put this to PSD and then 16-bit. Let's go with 32, why not? Let's keep 16. 32 is kinda a pain to work with in Photoshop. Okay, that's all looking good. Let's do a bake. Let's preview. So you can see we have a little issue on the back side. It's not too important because you won't see it. Still gonna try to fix it though. So let's push the cage opacity up. Look for that perfect offset. So something like that. The closer it is, the better your bake just kind of gets sometimes. So then we get these little issues at the back. Now we just do the offset paint. I think everything bakes down well here. Let's go ahead and hide the second set. The inside. A little bit of an issue there. It might just be the height. So we added that to make it look a little bit more worn out. Kinda bakes out weird. Not sure why it looks weird here. Try to see what it looks like if we paint the skew map. I wish we had like a blur feature. Do we have that? Nope. It'd be great if you could like paint a transition on that. That looks more normal. That's how it's supposed to look like. Let's go ahead and preview this bake in Maya. Change that. Just gonna copy the path. It's actually already here, so that's good. PSD, goggles normal, and put this to raw. You get a little bit of that. Don't think we can really fix that though. Also, we have a little bit of an issue with the topology here. Not too much. It's very minor. I think this is the mask goggle one. Let's have a look. And it's reset again. It's pretty annoying. So let's try to match that topology a little bit closer. And then maybe we can get rid of that skew map painting we did. I'm not sure. That's a bit too dark. Bit too light. Yeah, you can see doing the low poly. It's just a process of fixing little issues all the time. The further you get. Maybe I'll keep it like that. I think it's okay. We gotta do the triangulation there. So one thing that's important to not forget when we do these little tweaks, we do gotta fix the UVs up a little bit. So now let's go to UV editor. Now you can see just kinda stretch those UVs out. I usually just like to select all, deselect the border and optimize. And by deselecting the border, just make sure that you don't bring in some intersections, some mess up edge padding that you did. So let's do the goggle. First thing that I'm gonna try is get rid of the skewing paint. I'm gonna clear that and see how that bakes down now. Okay, so that's still looking weird. I'm gonna bring that back. Did need to get rid of it anyway because we changed the UVs. Paint skew. Maybe try something less aggressive this time. So I don't like that little thingy there. Not sure exactly why we get that. Not sure why I have two Mayas open. So I think that might be the shading that we see there. Yeah. So that's not actually an issue. So I'm gonna clear that. I'm gonna rebake. Then if we want to fix that, we should do it here. So I'm gonna follow that little thingy with the baffle. That should fix it. put in the triangulation. Not the biggest fan of the shading here. Let's try to get that to look a little bit more clean. Start by making that flat, pushed out a little bit. Maybe if we triangulate it differently, we'll get a better shading. It's not too bad. Don't like that one though. Maybe we can collapse. Get a more even shading. Maybe we can get rid of that one. That looks pretty good. Can do a new export. And let's see how that bakes. You can see we got rid of the issue. Take a closer look. Also, I think we have to readjust the UV again a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and save this as a backup just in case I messed save up. Like maybe I wasn't supposed to close this. I think we can. You can see how nice that looks now. I think we have a little bit of an offset issue there. These are very minor, by the way, like you're not really gonna notice them in final render. So I'm not too worried if we cannot get these fixed. But if they're gonna be easy to fix, I do want to try to fix that. I'm not too worried about it. You can see easy fix. And we can just rebake. Now that looks a little bit more clean. Sometimes it's also just topology issues that cause bake issues. I think that might bake a little bit better now. So you can see how that fixed it. See if we can get rid of that thingy. Perfect. Not quite sure why it went so difficult on the helmet. Usually it's more like this. You have some minor issues. They're very easy to fix. Also, let's check the other side if we have the same issue. So we do. Also, if you're on a very strict time budget, maybe you can skip this step, because you're mostly not really gonna notice the difference anyway. But if you have the time, just spend a little bit of time to make the bake even better. So you can see we have another mismatch in topology, which was difficult to spot before. But when we have the bake here, you start to see issues pop up, which makes it very clear we have a problem in topology. So I don't want to have any of that floating geometry going on. So I think that should fix it. Go ahead and readjust the UVs again a little bit. So you can see the difference. Export. And let's do a rebake. So that pretty much fixed it. I think this might be a little offset issue. So that's looking nice and clean. Do want to check that offset issue there, because we did change the UVs up. Just want to be careful that we didn't break that. We've got something happening over here. And try to match that topology up a little bit better here. I don't think that will necessarily fix it though. Ah, it did, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, that's quite a big one that should be fixed even if you're on a tight budget. See, that looks nice and clean now. A little bit of offset issue there. You can see it's sometimes can just be a little bit difficult to spot in Marmoset. That's why I like checking it in Maya. Also, just navigating feels more smooth in Maya. I've got some major offset issues there. So you want to be very careful with offset issues like this when there's like a metal material on leather. So that's going to be very noticeable when you texture it. So let's see if we can fix those pretty quick. Back to offset. It's like the thing that I really like about baking in Marmoset. So easy to fix issues and it's very interactive. Normally you'd have like a custom cage. It's like inflate in the normal direction. Then you need to readjust it for every issue that you have and it becomes quite a pain. This is very nice and interactive. I think that should be about the final issues that we have. So you can see how much nicer that looks. So I don't like how faceted that looks. And avoid baffling it. So I don't want to mess up the shading. Of course, now we do need to go in the UVs. Fixed quite a lot of offset issues, so I want to be careful if I make adjustments to the UVs now. Just select the area that you need to fix and fix it. So you can see this a little bit boring and tedious. But now we can really get the final issues out of our mesh. At this point, if you still have any, it doesn't really matter, because you can see how badly we have to look for them, right? If you need to search this badly to find one, no one's gonna find them in the final render. Not sure what this is. Might be related to topology. And again, the more times you fix bake issues, the easier it gets to recognize what's causing the issue. Just optimize that a little bit. So let's see if that got rid of it. I think it might just be the high. Yeah, we got like a little indent there. If you want to be really extreme, now you go edit the high, because that detail doesn't look good in the low. It's such a minor thing, I'm just gonna ignore it. Let's quickly check out any bake issues here. So right here, an issue like this, if it's like right on a hard edge, it's not an offset issue most likely. It's probably gonna be a skewing issue. So we're gonna check. Let's change the offset. Okay. That's definitely a skewing issue. Then we can go paint skew. Let's up the resolution a bit for this. 48 to 48. You want to be careful. You can see here now it gets weird. Try to find like a happy in between. So we can do that on the other side as well. These rays that you see here is just those are looking for the high, and when they hit the high, they'll project it. Not gonna go into detail how it works, but you can Google about it a little bit if you like. It's not important that you exactly know how this works. So yeah, that's looking good enough. We have a little bit of an issue there. It's very minor. You're never going to see that. Otherwise we have to do like a render like this, which we're definitely not going to. This is going to be like the closest. So yeah, I think this is baked down good. Not really spot any important issues to fix. So let's go ahead to the mask. Also, let's do the final maps. So vertex, ambient. For ambient, I like to put this to 512. Thickness, cavity, convex, curvature, precision, height, normals. The only thing I don't bake is the band normals and the band normals object. When you have all your settings set well, you save this as a preset, so you don't have to do it for the other ones. Put this to 64, 16-bit, can make save. Let's do the final bake. So when the final bake's done, one of the first things I do is open up the ambient occlusion map. I just want to kind of check that one out in Photoshop, because this one's also going to be very easy to spot any baking issues on. Just gonna kind of zoom in, check everything out. So you can see some minor things there that I'm not gonna worry about. At this point I'd only change something if there's like a major bake issue. You can see this looks kind of strange, because this is the ambient occlusion of the other group that we see. So if you don't want to have like the ambient occlusion of the other group, you could go to low. This is more important if you have deformations and it's not always going to be on top. Go to goggles, ambient occlusion, and turn this off to ignore groups. So now let's go ahead and do a preview to see the AO. Turn off the metalness. Actually, let's just save this. I'm gonna open up a mask. So I'm opening up this file because I like the render of this one. I'm gonna make a new save. Let's call this bake final bakes. So now in this one, let's go ahead and delete the bake group. Let's just import meshes low. Let's import everything here. Now we're gonna make a new one. Let's call this goggles. This is just so we can preview everything together in one scene. together. Copy that up. So now let's put the normal map. Go ahead and turn off ray tracing for now. So occlusion. Let's put the AO. Just gonna put it in a cavity. Just to get that specular cavity. You can see that really helps. And turn this off. Put that at 0.8. Now we also need to go into the albedo. Let's change the color. We're going to put the vertex color in here. So if we have any bake issues, this is going to be very clear. And save this, and let's go ahead and do the mask. But first let's actually check that out. So material albedo. Now we can get a very clear view if we still have any obvious bake issues pop through. Like right here, you can see that we have something. I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. Full quality. So you can see that's a very, very minor bake issue. You're never gonna see it except for like a big color change. This is gonna be lighter than this, so that might look weird. At that point we need to say, alright, let's open up the vertex color. Also, make sure you don't have an alpha. Should have taken that out of the bake. Now we can just go ahead, make a new layer. Just fix that. Got some stuff going on there. Check that out. So again, impossible to spot. Right here, this looks fine and normal. But when you have like different colors in the wrong place, it's gonna be really noticeable. So in the ID map, I want to put a little bit extra love. Just to fix those little issues. So right here we have like a little bit of red, that's very odd. Can be pretty extreme and just really zoom up, fix that. It should actually be brown. So you can see we have all these little issues. Those are pretty unavoidable. But we can try to minimize the effect of them by just painting them out. You can spend like a full hour doing this if you'd really like, but just try to do it as fast as you can. Try to check out like bigger issues, like this looks pretty big. So I want to go here. I'll check that out really quick, see if I can spot it. So yeah, that one we can definitely spot. That's definitely one that we should fix. So now I don't want to lose the work that we did in Photoshop. So we can go here and save as Google's vertex color fix. So take that one, fix that. This should be the goggles. See, I'm not able to really see it here, which is strange. Go back to this one, check it out. not sure why it looks so obvious here. I don't really see it on the other one. Might just be blind. We're looking at the high. That's very obvious why we cannot see it. Now I can see it pretty clearly. Go ahead and change the size and the value. Just go ahead and paint that out. Also go ahead and check the close ones over here. A few little dots that we can paint out. Now that we're here anyway, we can even try to start fixing some of that. Let's do an addition. Yeah, that's not getting any better. So let's rebake. So now after rebaking, we go back to our different marmoset scene. We can kind of view the updating here. Also, this looks off. I'm gonna quickly see if I can fix that. I'm not sure what that issue is exactly. That's the issue of having too much space in the high. Then you can say, alright, we can fix the high, or I'm gonna ignore this issue. Just gonna go ahead and ignore it. We can fix it in Photoshop. So I don't feel like redoing the high there. So again, I'm gonna check out that albedo. See here we get quite a lot of issues. See, you cannot really spot it when you look at the normal. Looks pretty good, but then the albedo, that looks pretty weird. Check out the high, check out the low. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to adjust the high a little bit actually. So we take a look here. You can see the issue, we can just mask that out. Start pushing that in. Go ahead and take that one. Just start moving this out a little bit. Now that we're fixing up the high, change how much space we have in between here. We can push this down, which will fix the bake issue there. Do the same here. Just place that. there should be goggle 01 high. Also, let's cancel that and fix that issue really quick. Because now that we're redoing the high a little bit, might as well fix those little issues. Then over here, that bake issue that we couldn't get rid of, that seems to be an issue with the high. So we got some issues there. We can do the same here, same idea. We can put it to flat, put this to white. We should be able to see intersections quite easily. So we can have a proper look to see if we have any. Don't like how that red is popping up there. This I should have paid a little bit more attention when doing the final high to avoid issues like this early on. That's okay, we can always come back and fix it later, like we're doing now. I think that's about all. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna save that file. So now let's go back to Marmoset. It's gonna load the new high poly. See, that looks way more proper. Let's go ahead and retake. You really want to try any intersections, because that's just not how things work in real life. It's gonna be a dead giveaway that something is not realistic, that it's a 3D model. So if you remember, we had that ugly bake issue there. So let's see if that got fixed. That looks way more proper. We still got a little issue there. You can see how you can easily spend like an hour or even longer fixing up the bake to try to get it as perfect as you want. Because in the end it's a lot of back and forward. So I'm not a big fan of how that stitch is baking out. Gonna move that all down a little bit. Should give a little bit of a nice bake, I think. So yeah, you can see how you can get pretty nitpicky with this. And of course, the more time you spend on this, the better like the very small details will be. But also don't get stuck on this. So quick before, now if we do the bake again, the afterwards, this just looks a little bit more clean and proper. Let's see if we can actually get rid of that little issue. One little issue right there. So that all looks nice and clean. Let's check out the final bake scene. Now it's the little bake issue, I'm not gonna care about that, it's too minor. That one's quite annoying. So I'm gonna try to fix that one. Let's go ahead and see if we have any others. I think that's about it. So maybe that one. Yeah, that does make sense. That's projecting a little bit. It's pretty difficult to spot. Let's just something like that. The rest of those little dots. That should fix it. So let's take a final look. So that's all looking good. Even if we still have a few little ones, I think we've spent enough time on this. At some point you also need to just move on. So I'm gonna take the vertex color. Because we did update the height quite a lot, I'm just gonna do it on a new file. I'm gonna do the final tweaks. Just clean it up. And again, the change in color, it's way more noticeable than like a little spot on the normal, whatever. So I care more about making the ID map without issues. Of course, small issues are okay. But get rid of like the big issues. That looks quite odd. I think that's about it. Probably make that all yellow. Actually, let's cut off that stitch a bit. And here I definitely don't want to have all these colors. So if you want to be really careful not to paint any of that color, one thing that you can try is to do a magic wand. If that's not working too good, we can go select color range, select that red. Then over here we can just start painting. be better to just do it by hand. So let's delete the alpha channel again. It's gonna cause issues in Painter. Don't care too much about the backside. Let's go ahead and save this. So now, if we do full quality material albedo, shouldn't be able to really spot any issues. That little thingy. Again, super unneeded. You don't need to be this perfectionist about it. Of course you can if you'd like to. And that looks nice. So yeah, that's looking very clean. So let's call the goggles done. And hide the albedo, that looks ugly to look at. Let's put that ray tracing on. So, one piece done. Let's do the mask. Definitely want to save. Let's go ahead and turn off the ray tracing here. So this time let's tackle this a little bit different. I'm gonna put the vertex color on right away. And turn off ambient color. Call this mask. Probably should have done like a separate folder for each one, but it's not too much of a problem. 64, 16. Gonna save. Let's just go ahead and check all the cages. And start with one. Can already see something not going through. Let's do a cage like that. Go to 2. Quite odd. That's a triangulation, that's fine actually. So I'm gonna close down Zbrush. Seems I'm having a little bit of trouble running Marmoset. Try to close down as much stuff as we can. let's see if the cage is still okay. That looks fine, everything. And just like when your cage is too close to the mesh, when your cage is too far from the mesh, you get issues. You also get issues if it's too close. So don't have it too close and don't have it too far. That's why I'm adjusting all the distances. Be as close as I can. It's the ambient occlusion, looking weird, but that's okay. Now let's bake all that. And this time in albedo map, let's put the vertex color in it right away. It can be a little bit easier to spot issues. So you can see we get some issues right away here. Pretty curious if that's like an offset one or a high poly one. I think it's an offset one. Yeah, offset one. This time we're going to try to fix the obvious issues in mount set itself. Then do the final check in Maya. Try to speed it up a little bit. Let's refuse to change. So here. Not quite sure why it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Start a massive page, see if that does anything. Where we have the wrong map. We have the normal map, the JPEG. Should be having the PSD. That's why we don't see the update. So we can just delete this, do preview. Now you'll see the updated one. Not sure why I changed. Let's go baking group by baking group. Focus a little bit better. So usually what you want to look for is where topology is very close together. You'll often find like a little error there. I think that's it for the first group. These ones shouldn't have too many issues. Maybe the straps. Not sure if we can get rid of this one easily. Looks like we really gotta push this one out. That's good enough. Not gonna worry about getting that perfect. No one's gonna see a model like this anyway. That all looks fine. This all looks good as well. Maybe we have a little issue here, where the topology is close to each other. That looks good. Let's unhide everything. Also, maybe we can get this grid to look a little bit more straight if we paint some skewing. Not sure, can try. You want to be careful with skewing, because it will mess up the edges. I think it's worth it to get this a little bit more straight. See here it messes up the edges. So here we can try to fix that a little bit. Try to find like a happy in between. I think that's looking pretty okay. Go back. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. So now let's do the ID map review. So we can easily spot some errors. So albedo, mask, vertex color. Yep. What's that? I wonder if that's due to skewing. Because we actually have an intersection like that. That's a big intersection that we didn't see. Push that out. Mask 1. Let's go have a look. Turn down that roughness. And rebake. Stuff is not baking with vertex color. First, let's fix that. So when that happens, when you did the export, you didn't have vertex color shown. Just gonna re-export all to be sure. Yeah, my computer is having quite a struggle today with Marmoset. You can kind of avoid this by decimating your meshes, but I don't think it's worth it, because that takes time. So one of the meshes is still being shown as black, so I'm going to check out the texture here. I think that's that one. So the first thing I want to check is in Zbrush if we have layers. If we don't have that, that should be baking okay. One thing I can try is closing Mumset and trying to open again and bake again. So that still didn't fix it. And try to open up the PSD and see what's happening exactly. So yeah, we can really see that here the strap, it doesn't have the color. You can check that by just doing something like this. Going like that. Saving it, and here we should have like scribbles. Actually, we don't get that. Look at that. UV editor. Just that down there. And those seem to have ID colors. Let's go ahead to our different scene. Go ahead, duplicate that one, call this mask. This is the mask one. Mask cut here. You can see it's actually baking down fine. Just have a little issue. Now bake scene. And try deleting this material. You can see it's definitely some weird things going on. Put the default to all. Try creating a new default. Get rid of that one. And bake. And view. Not quite sure why that's not working out well. I don't think we need to worry about it. The only thing I want to do is check the UV set editor. So it's all on the same map. They all have the same name. So that is probably just a Mumset bug. So we're going to troubleshoot our bake in this scene. A little bit of shoot there. See if that's a problem with the high. I think it might be. Let's also check for the issues here in the high. We don't have thickness on this. Probably should have had some thickness here. It's not too much of a problem. I'm not gonna worry about it now. But by not having thickness, we get quite a lot of bake issues, small ones, usually. So that's something that you do want to try to avoid at all costs. So we do gotta avoid holes like that. It's gonna cause bigger problems than an intersection. See the problem with not having thickness? When you fix intersections, you get holes. Very annoying to deal with. That's good. We learned something new during this project to avoid reducing the poly count by not having thickness. You'll run into issues like this. Let's go ahead and see how this bakes down. Let's try to fix that a little bit more. You can see kind of sloppy job on the mask. I'm not gonna worry too much about how it looks down there. We can have some imperfections also, it makes the mesh look more organic. Let's take a look. That all looks fine. So now let's see if we have some little bake errors left. Sure what's happening there. I think it's the... Okay, that makes sense actually. There's just a little bit of that underneath model shown. I think this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and check this in Maya. So this is the old big. Again, break up the checking in pieces. Go one set at a time. Really look around it. Little issue, I don't care about it. I'm not gonna see it. Also not gonna see it. Try to fix this a little bit. I think we can make the bake look a little bit better if we add some depth to this. So you can see now it looks a little bit better. You gotta adjust the school map again. Change the UVs. Put this to UV paint. That doesn't work. At least it doesn't work how I expect it to be working. go ahead and rebake. You're never gonna get like an area like that perfect if you merge everything together. We're gonna try to get it pretty clean. I think that's good enough. See, that works. A little messy here though, but it's okay. That part's definitely not okay. Triangulate that like that. Check out the shading. Okay, I'm gonna need to triangulate that differently. Maybe we can push this in. This mask one. Let's check out the high. Nope. Let's take a look. So Alt. And after triangulating, it looks a little bit better. Still got a little bit of an error right there. See if we have any others left. So we can avoid baking 1,000 times. So this is following the feature pretty badly. Open up the UV editor, see how that's changing my UVs. Definitely don't want it to do that. I'll try something like that and then unfold it. I should not touch that. Let's see. It's a little bit closer. So the reason why it's important to have it close, as you can see, we have that hard edge, which should be on the feature. If it's not gonna look well. Just kind of keep readjusting that till it's a little bit closer again. You can see that's way better. That's okay. This one's pretty off. So there isn't really a good way to do this. It's just going back and forward and seeing how your bake is looking, if it's following the features well enough. One thing that you can do after you do this is to unfold those UVs a little bit, optimize them. Be careful when you do this that you don't get intersections. And that should be fine. Check Maya. See, now that's following nicely on the feature. That one's still off. That one's definitely off. Not sure what happened there. Let's have a look. It's all looking good. Tweak that a little bit. And check for bake issues. So here you can see a little bit of an issue in the topology. This edge should be way further down. Miss one. And fix it. Actually, looking at this, it does make sense that we had an edge there. Maybe I'll add an extra edge. We can merge this together. Doesn't really add anything here. Go ahead and merge that one as well. Gonna add a little bit more resolution by adding that loop. Go ahead and relax those UVs. These are very minor adjustments, just moving them up a little bit in the normal, so you don't need to readjust the UVs for something like that. That should bake down a little bit more nicely. When you rebake, I usually watch to the area that we just fixed. I can see if it pops or not pops. If it pops, it means you fixed it. If you don't see a difference, you didn't fix it. It's a good way to optimize meshes a little bit. If you would take this, you could do like a collapse every other edge there. So like that, you wouldn't really notice a difference. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see. little bit more optimized. Do that. And you want to do this before you bake, so you get like the shading correct. Same here, like these middle ones. So usually the ones that you can really optimize and collapse and you won't really see a difference. I think that's all looking good though. Already spotting any major issues. Go to mask 2. It's looking very clean. Not spotting any issues. I think that should be all right. So now Mama said we can do the final bake. Design vertex color and just disable use alpha. And let's bake. So let's go to a final bake scene. Disable the albedo. Let's put our occlusion map in here. Go ahead and hide the helmet. It's all looking very nice and clean. Disable ray tracing, do a quick check. Even if you still have a few little bake errors, if at this point in the final bake scene you don't see them easily, you can just leave them in. Because again, if you don't see them while you're looking for them, no one's gonna see them. So that all looks good. So yeah, now just the helmet left and then we're done. Then we can finally go on to texturing, which is gonna be fun. First we're gonna do like a final export where we fix some stuff like this. The little intersections in geometry. Over there we have one. Go ahead and open up our helmet. Save. So first we adjusted the UVs. So we're gonna need to do a rebake. So also put this to PSD. Call this helmet. shouldn't update because we need to preview this one, because this one is the JPEG bake. Go ahead and close Zbrush down, Photoshop and all that. Oh, actually, first we need to some quick fixes here. It's the old one. So in this one, let's go ahead and do a layer. This one's gonna be a little bit more complex because we have more things to do. So I'm also gonna be a little bit more sloppy with it. Just gonna paint out the very obvious errors. Stuff like this. There's no way that's supposed to be there. And again, it's also not important that you catch every single error. Just need to worry about the bigger ones. This might even be correct, like the color change here, but that's so tiny that I don't want to switch the rope to metal. It's gonna look a bit noisy. But for the big ones, I'll leave it. Now where that's supposed to be there. Supposed to be there, I'm pretty sure. It's like a stitch. It has some damage, so I'm gonna save that. Go ahead and check that out. So yeah, that's all looking fine. Go ahead and open it in here, so we use a little bit less of the GPU. So did a quick rebake. That's all looking good again. One thing I forgot is to change the name. So it should be TSD helmet. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of the... Actually, those are not baking issues. That's supposed to be there now that I think about it. And that makes sense. Alright, we're gonna paint offset. I'm gonna need to reset this, I think. Wish we could like color pick, that'd be amazing. I'm just gonna clear this. Because the stitches are supposed to be there. Let's bake. Usually my bakes don't crash this often. It's just because I'm also recording, it's a little bit less stable. And do a preview. That looks right. Then here we shouldn't have it. The stitches. Let's try to fix that. So that makes sense why we're having such a difficult time trying to get rid of the stitches there. To 24. And yeah, here we can easily just paint that away. Just gonna be a little bit more challenging. So you can see now those paint away pretty easily. It's a little bit too much. So that's like the annoying thing, you really gotta find the right value. But you still want to project the high itself, then you don't want to project the other side. I wish we could hide geometry in Marmoset, so we could get a little bit of a better view to fix stuff like this. Be a nice little feature to have. Sometimes you just cannot get it all away. Which is fine, don't worry too much about it. This area is gonna be pretty occluded, you're not really gonna see it. Just trying to get a little bit more clean. Again, you want to do the real bake sometimes to get a better quality, so you can actually see what's going on. Then we can continue to fix stuff. So here we cannot get rid of it. If you take a look at the UVs, I think you can see a pattern. Most of the times you're just painting on the corners. That's because geometry gets very tight and close in corners. Here you can kind of see the advantage of not having depth. You won't have to deal with bake issues. But like stuff like this just needs to have a gap and depth to look good. Got quite a bake error there. This being very hard to fix. So the first thing I want to do is check the helmet, the UVs. Let's also apply the new bake. So helmet, normal. Put it to raw. So okay, it's not overlapping. So we should be able to get rid of this. Although I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope. think we gotta be very precise with the value here. I think that's as good as we're gonna get it. Otherwise we have to push all the offset out again. I don't feel like doing that, because then stuff's gonna break again. Go ahead, try to fix that. I think that might be the same fix. Pure white. So yeah, that's working. Then here it needs to be less. And I think that's all. Let's go ahead and do the vertex color bake to kind of check. So helmet, vertex color. Also, let's go ahead and remove the alpha. Oh, I forgot to check the other ones. I have multiple bake roots. That's all looking like it's good though. Maybe the vertex can be pushed out a little bit over there. I think it's that one. That one. Check the UV. Also, I'm a little bit less worried about getting this bake perfect opposed to the goggles. As the goggles are less big, the object, it's gonna be way more of a focal point. I think this is all okay. Little bit of an issue there. I think that's a skewing issue. I'm gonna do skew. That's not working. So it's also an issue with offset. I'm quite sure if it's an issue myself. I'm not sure if we can get rid of that one. That one's looking quite strange. See if skewing can help. That's also no. It's quite a big issue, so I'd like to get it fixed. The way you probably fix this issue, go to Maya, I mean, check out that issue. I was expecting this to be a soft edge. Check out the UV. So UV looks fine. So probably this edge right here needs to be a hard edge. So you can see how the shading there pops. That means we need to cut this. Try to give this a little bit more space. ahead and tighten that shading up a little bit. I think that should fix it. Nope. I'm not sure what's causing that. Check out the high. So I think it's just the high being baked. Super weird, this part here. That one we're just gonna fix it in the normal itself. Photoshop. Let's go ahead and do the final bake. Put on 16. Make save. So let's do the final bake. So let's go ahead and open up our final bake scene. Let's do a duplicate. Call this helmet. That all looks good to me. Okay. Check. So yeah, that was definitely like an offset issue that we just couldn't get resolved. So let's go ahead and fix that. So that should be mask helmet vertex color. So now the first thing that we need to do is go to Maya, let's go to UV editor. Let's get all our UVs. I'm gonna put this to PNG. So now in Photoshop. UVs. We're just gonna overlay that. So now we get an ID for what we should fix. It should be like that. So let's check for some other small issues. That looks all about right. I'm gonna save. Now you can see that looks a lot better. So if we disable albino maps, let's go ahead and fix the normal. Photoshop. This should be the mask helmet normal. This can be a little bit of a challenge. The first thing I usually try is something like this. It's not looking too bad actually. Make a mask. I just want to smooth that transition out. Just like that. Let's also go ahead and fix some other small issues that I noticed. So right there. It is pretty easy. Another way that you can fix it is to take the stamp, just do something like that. Make sure the flow and opacity is pretty low so you can blend it in well. So now if we reload this, save, then in mom set, you can see that just kind of disappears. Still left in the I'm using the wrong material. It's okay, you can see that fixed itself now. You can already spot it anymore. Now we just gotta get it out of the AO. So helmet, ambient occlusion. And that looks way better. You can see you don't need to be too precise about this. You can do this pretty fast and it's okay. So then there's one more map that I do want to take it out of, and that's gonna be the curvature. So this is a map that we use quite a lot to generate effects. I prefer if this can be a little bit more correct as well. If you want, we can take the clone, stamp it just to extend that a little bit. And we can start blending that in. Something like that. And again, you can spend hours and hours fixing up your maps. But most of the times it's unneeded and it's just kind of a waste of time to get it perfect. Just get it pretty close and that's it. So let's save. Also let's get our face back. Let's see where we have that Zbrush. Yeah. I think we gotta grab it out of a Zbrush. I'm gonna take that, export, definitely at the lowest subdivision, with the second one. Just put it here, face. is now in mumset. Just gonna import our face here. So mumset face. Make a new material. Let's call this face. Then I'm just gonna put this all to none. So we can get like a flat color. And the last one that you want to do is emission. Put this to emissive. Then in glow we can decide what color our face has. We can mess a little bit with the background. We can use this scene to make some renders for low poly. We can already kind of mess with the scene to see how that's gonna look like eventually. Not sure if I like the dark background better or the light one. I'm leaning more towards the light background. Maybe we make it darker. So if we're gonna do the final render, we can mess with all these materials more. For now I think this is okay. Add and mess with field of view. Maybe something like that. I'm probably gonna duplicate this and call this glasses. And see how that looks if we give this like a different accent. I think that looks pretty good. Can do the same here. So we can take mask. Do a duplicate. Just by getting a little bit of different tones in the color, it can look a little bit nicer. Let's do the same for the helmet. Base material. Copy paste. I think that looks pretty nice. Maybe this one can be a little bit light. Then we can mess with lights. Not sure why it looks so strange. The pivot of my light. For this light, I don't really care about the light itself. I'm just gonna try to bring in a little bit of blue color. See how that looks. Maybe a red color, like an orange light color. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this, but when I do the final renders, I'm gonna mess with it more to get something that I really like. I think this looks great. So before we start the texture, we have to do one thing. That's prepare our mesh for painting. So the first thing we're gonna do is make a new save. Let's call this pilot helmet. I'm gonna leave the bake group as it is. I'm gonna get rid of the hide and delete these thingies. So I'm also gonna put the face in here because I do want to have that in Painter so I can kind of look at it if I want to. Let's go ahead and smooth that out. Let's call this face. Let's go ahead and duplicate the bake group. We can just hide this. Now first off we need to fix a few intersections that we had. So it's gonna be that one. Make it go in nicely. The same on the other side. Curve that out. Let's check the intersections here. You can also check the bake while we do this. So like that. This is gonna be the final model that we also render. Oh no, the one has some slight errors, which means they should all have it. I think these don't have it though. It's just a problem with the cage for that bake group. Yeah, let's go ahead and fix that one really quickly. That's gonna be messy. So you can see here we have some intersections. I'm gonna put the pivot like right there. Just move that in place. Rotate that nicely. We don't have intersections. It's important to keep a backup of the bake group in case you need to adjust UVs or whatever. You need to rebake because now all the positions are gonna be off from the high, obviously. Let's send the pivot. Hold down D to change the pivot point. And V to snap that. We can even do something like this, right? We can take all that, just can soft select that into place. So I think that's the second bake group. The third. Not sure why that's not visible. How we hit that. Sound low. Check out the high. Just push this out. So we didn't change the bake of this one at all. Like we didn't do some normal painting, so we don't need to worry about doing that. The only thing I want to disable is the vertex color. So we did adjust that one. So don't want to bake over that. So now just bake. So now that the rebake's done, let's go to Maya. Quickly check that out. That's looking nice. So let's rotate. And you want to put pivot on the point where you want it to rotate from. So that makes sense. Again, we can just pull this a little bit. So really work out those little intersections. I'm gonna move this stuff around. Looks a little bit too pointy. So even after our final bake, you can still come in and kind of adjust stuff like that. It's okay. Don't need to rebake for that. Gonna do one more. Then just try to find the best shading you can working with your bake. So maybe if we put one more edge, that can look a little better. See, that fixes that shading up a little bit, and that looks good. That looks fine. This one. So for here we just have to push this in a little bit. Don't want to push it in too much, so we can put a new point. Now over here we can push it in here. That one I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think that's fine. We can still change the shape a little bit. Let's go ahead and check that. So that's going in fine. We can add a little bit more resolution. Turn on edge flow. Just to have that look a little nicer. Go ahead and check that's going in well. So over here we got a pretty big intersection. I'm just gonna move that in a little bit. Over here I want to push this edge in a bit, so it's leaving no hole. You can mess with the light. same here. This is not at the right place. Getting a hole. And just move this down a little bit and take this edge. Push that in. Probably get rid of some of this poly count, like. It's gonna make it a little bit more real-time appropriate. Again. Just gonna delete that one. And I think that looks a little bit nice to look at when we do the final render. You can do this for many parts where you're like, maybe we can reduce this part and whatever. Can probably do that right here as well. But again, I'm not going to worry about it. It's not the purpose of this project. So now I think we fixed all the intersections that we were having. It's intersecting a little bit. Again, a little bit of intersection, it's okay. But stuff like this, you don't need to really worry about much. Do want to be sure that this is really in it, that we're not going to get any light leaks. Looks to be okay. And this one you can see it needs to be in it better. If you want this to be a little bit more appropriate for real time, you have to think about adding vertices to skin stuff too. So you want to have this in the middle, so you can skin that button to the vertex. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I think that's about it. So now we need to merge our stuff together. So we can take all this, combine, delete the history. So the same for the mask. Combine, delete history. And the same for the goggles. And delete the history. Now let's take this and delete it. Let's call this helmet. Go here and delete the materials. Messing up the naming. Maybe we have a layer called helmet. Yep. Delete, delete, and delete. So this one I'm gonna call face. Apply the Lambert 1 to everything. Delete all by history. Open up this, make sure this is all empty. And still want me let me name it face. Okay, mask and goggles. Pretty curious why it doesn't let me name it face though. We have one maybe here. Just call this face. Like that. Not the best fix, but easy fix. So now let's make a new material. Let's just do a Lambert. Let's call this helmet, MTL. So I think that's pretty confusing when you want this to be displayed correctly in Substance Painter. The thing that it cares about is the shading engine. So we just have to match that as well. You can call this shading SA for shading engine. So same here. Mask MTL. Open the shading engine. Mask SA. Then the last one. Goggles MTL. And goggles SA. So messed that one up. This one should be SA. This one MTL. The naming convention doesn't really matter, it's just whatever you'd like to put. Should I mess it up for all? Actually, let's keep it like that. It's not too important. Just want to be consistent. So now we just take everything, we do mesh, combine, and delete it. Let's call this pilot helmet. And then this one should have one for the face. Calling the shading engine MTL, and then the material is A, which is a little bit confusing, but it's okay. The pivot point, it's okay for me, don't really care. Let's just move a little bit more to the center. And let's make sure the history is deleted. History, okay. So now we're gonna make save. Now we're ready to put this in Painter. I'm gonna go Trigon projects, pilot helmet. Make a new folder called Painter. Let's call this mesh. Make sure material export is on